Hello, welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. You can see two very different emotions on the Cricket Nerds' faces right now. One obviously is a CSK fan who looked completely despondent at the start of this podcast. For our audio listeners, that is Benji, a diehard CSK fan, and we've just seen the opener between Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings. And what was the phrase you used that I ended up using quite a lot last season in reference to Punjab? It was snatching defeat.
Snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think my exact words were, I've just watched a snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in 5 of the worst deliveries I've ever seen.
Yes.
That's how I'd sum that game up.
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. It was something that we picked up in the preview, and if you haven't watched the previews on all the teams, they're all on our channel on YouTube. We did say that CSK were going to have a bit of a death bowling problem, and in general, it looked like bowling was going to be their weaker discipline of the two, because of injuries and of poor auction and other things like that. And I've got to say that they didn't prove us wrong on the old I was about to say Deshpande, on the old death bowling front. Now Deshpande, turns out he must be a West Indian bowler, because Rahul Tewatia absolutely carted him to win the game. And I feel like that's something that Tewatia does, all too often. He is a clutch player, and you've got to hand it to him. He makes for very, very entertaining cricket.
The thing that's the worst about the whole thing is that Deshpande was the impact player. And the impact he had was losing the game. Like, he went at 15.3. Like, you can't be an impact player for your bowling and go for 15.3. Now, it could just be a bad day at the office, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't the best performance I've ever seen from CSK. Just if you haven't seen it, if you didn't watch it, CSK got off to a mixed start. Ruturaj Gaikwad looked really good. Devon Conway didn't. Gaikwad, in complete opposite form to last year, gets 92 off 50 rocks in the first innings and is looking like a different player, I thought. It was just a shame that none of his team could actually bat around him and create a partnership. I think everyone else fell in the early 20s for their wickets. And this was a Chennai team that had Dhoni at 8 and Mitch Santner at 9. So batted very, very, very deep. And I think that's just one of the things that we're going to see a lot more this season in the IPL, especially with the impact player. Like, Chennai were basically able to play 8 full batters and 5 bowlers. It's a bit of a cheat code, really, where you can do that. And Ambati Rayudu gets subbed out for Tushar Deshpande. I think one of the things that hit CSK today was the fact that neither of their all-rounders in top order batters in Moeen Ali and Ben Stokes, so the big ticket overseas all-rounders, could bowl. Moeen, I think, was held back tactically, but Ben Stokes is being used as a batter to rest his knee. And I think that was potentially one of the issues that we saw today.
I would agree in as far as having an extra option when Deshpande was bowling some filth. Crap is probably the word that we need to use. But yeah, the issue you've got is Deepak Chahar is a power play specialist, realistically. Hanga Gaker is a very exciting prospect. I like the look of him. He's got a funky little bowling action, and he seemed to be doing pretty well. But I think the place where you get the most use out of Ben Stokes' bowling is probably in the power play. And that almost seems like it's covered, especially if you're going to get Deshpande in there as well, because I would say that he is a power play bowler as well. That's where you're going to get the most results out of him. He's obviously not a great death bowler. So, yeah, I think there is an issue in where they get that death bowling from. For my money, I feel like Chennai need to play Dwayne Pretorius because he is a recognized and accomplished death bowler. And whether that means you need to sacrifice the batting of Conway, I would personally do that. So I would have Stokes and Conway opening. Sorry, Stokes and Gaikwad opening, Ali at 3, and then Dubey, Rayudu, Jadeja, Dhoni.
You know what? I agree. That is the exact solution I was going to have as well. And bring in either Dwayne Pretorius or Sasanda Magala.
Yeah.
The thing is, both of them aren't available till the 4th of April because they're both in the South Africa squad. Yes. So when that ODI finishes on Sunday, they'll be flying over to India to join up with the IPL team. On Deepak Chahar as a death bowler, I don't hate it. He's really skillful with the slower balls. Over 17, he went for 4 runs. It was a really good over. And then Hangarakar, I've butchered that.
Hangagaker, I think.
Hangagaker. I can only apologise. Bowled 3 fantastic deliveries. Was hit for 1-6 because he tried the same thing to a right-hander and just got smashed by Vijay Shankar. But then did pick up that wicket as well. And it wasn't until Chahar lost his head a little bit and bowled a ball beautifully in the slot to Rashid Khan and then bowled a short wide delivery to Rashid Khan that he just flung his dutty wrists at and they went to the boundary. Yeah. For Deshpande to just come and just throw the rest of the game away by just bowling awful in that last spell. I think there are a couple of things that have happened with CSK though, and I think the first thing that we said is Ben Stokes not being able to bowl, because I think actually even though we've seen what happens when Ben Stokes is a death bowler, he can do it, and I think he'd have done a better job than Deshpande today. So him not being able to bowl has hit them quite a lot, and actually Mukesh Chowdhury, who was a phenomenal death bowler last year, can't field, but he was a good death bowler in the later stages. Once he got into his straps in the later stages of the tournament, did really well.
So I think Feek Sharma is also a good shout.
Yeah, you are right.
He's brilliant in all phases of the game, isn't he?
It's again just balancing those overseas slots, and I think potentially sacrificing Conway and pushing Stokes up the order if Stokes isn't going to be bowling. I think that's the way to do it.
But
we've spoken a lot about Chennai.
I was going to say let's move on from the smelly losers and let's go on to the sweet smelling victors. And Gujarat Titans, I've got to say, got off to a very good start.
Yeah.
I thought intent was going to be a problem for Gujarat, but realistically, CSK, they left a good 20, 30 runs out on there on that pitch, at least 20. It was a very, very good deck. And Riddhaman Saha and Shubman Gill got off to an absolute flyer, showing genuine intent, attacking every ball, putting pressure back on the bowlers. And even when Saha fell to some good bowling, Sai Siddharthan, the impact player, I'd forgotten all about him, and he looked brilliant. He got off the mark
really well last year.
Beautiful clip,
really well last year. Yeah,
yeah, and it's completely passed me by that he existed, and yeah, incredible. So I think having what was it? Their top 5 were all Indian. Top 6, their top 6 were all Indian.
Yeah.
Which, if you've got that kind of depth in Gujarat, obviously it's a good deck, and I don't know how good like Vijay Shankar is going to be in the tournament, things like that. But I think as soon as they can get that strength from David Miller when he's available, Gujarat are going to look a lot better.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cool seeing Josh Little as well. It was nice.
It was great seeing Josh Little. I mean, they didn't intend to have the top 6 being Indian. I mean, Kane Williamson was meant to be playing until he got injured,
Yeah.
which I think was the main story there. I felt a little bit bad for Yash Dayal today, who was carded at 10 and bowled 1 over and got hit for 14.
Yeah.
That's not a great day of it, is it?
Some days it's just not your day. But the nice thing is for him that the IPL is a very long tournament, and he can kind of go again many times.
Yeah.
And yeah, this won't be his only time. He's a chap that's got a lot of potential and a lot of talent. So yeah, plenty to go at. Hardik Pandya. Now, in our fantasy league, which you should join, the link will be in the description to join our fantasy cricket league on Dream 11. I had Hardik Pandya as my captain because last year he was good with the ball and good with the bat. And in this game, he did very little with the ball, only went just over 9s and over, and he got 8 off 10 before he tried to sweep Jadeja, taking a lesson out of the Australian handbook and getting bowled. So hopefully, if Hardik can kind of kick on a bit in the season, Gujarat could be looking a lot stronger. So if you haven't seen it, check out our predictions. It's on our community tab. So if you subscribed, which you should do, then you will see mine, Zach, and Benji's predictions for where we think each team's going to end the group stages. I put Gujarat, I think, at 5th. But within kind of the regions of 4th down to 7th, I think there is any one of them could qualify. And Gujarat have shown that they've got a pretty good all-round squad. They showed it last year, obviously.
Yeah.
But so have CSK. And hope is absolutely not lost. It's only the first match. So looking forward to tomorrow, Benji. The first game is obviously an absolute massive one because we've got Punjab Kings versus KKR.
We do.
So looking at that one, who do you think is going to win? Bear in mind, Punjab do not have the use of Rabada or Livingston for the first game.
Yes. We've talked about them. I didn't rate KKR very highly in my predictions. I actually put them below Punjab. I don't really think too much of Punjab either, to be honest. So sorry to all the Punjabi fans in the comments. The replacements that you have, though, for both Gagisa Rabada and Liam Livingston, in the fact that Rajapaksa can play, Sikandar Raza might get a game, and then you've got Nathan Ellis and Sam Curran in there as well. I think
Matt Short as well.
That's it. You'll be able to see Nathan Ellis at the start of the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Punjab win just because I think they're a more complete squad than KKR. I think it's going to be a close game because actually, as I said in the KKR preview, they have got a lot of decent players and they've got a lot of experience in that side.
Yeah.
Which I think will play into their strengths. I just think they're missing a bit of something. We're not quite sure what it is, but KKR are missing a bit of something. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to predict Punjab. I do think that this season we have the ability to really blow hot and cold. We could win every game. We could win none. Yeah. It could be one of those seasons. So we'll see how it goes. And then
second game, Lucknow versus Delhi. Well, I'm going to say Lucknow win because I don't like David Warner.
Fair enough. I think you put Delhi Capitals at the bottom, didn't you? You had them down
I got some heat. I got some heat for that.
Yeah.
They've got such good overseas players, but that's about where it ends.
Fair enough. I'm predicting Delhi to win. I've got them down at finishing 3rd overall. I think they've got a very, very good side. So
I am looking forward to seeing Sarfaraz Khan play. That has to be said. I'm looking forward to see Sarfaraz Khan. Again, Delhi tomorrow haven't got use of Lungi and Gidi or Imric Norkia or
Yeah.
Riley Russo. So they're missing a lot of their core overseas players.
And there was no guarantee that any of those were going to play. Like, I mean, Norkia was a pretty much shoo-in, but with their overseas players, you can pretty much like just pick and choose whoever you want, and you've got good overseas. So they're going to play Warner, they're going to play Marsh, they're going to play
the thing is,
and they'll play
is,
Rovman.
Yeah, you're probably right. The only thing is it just goes to show how much depth of talent there is in this IPL.
Yeah.
Because you look through the squad, and actually, I have just said bad things about Delhi, but like Manesh Pandey's in that side, Axar Patel will play. Both of them are class. Chetan Sakaria was awesome last year. So if these people can carry on what they did last year, it's going to be a really good game. I'm going to go with LSG, though. I think their trio of top order wicketkeeper batters is going to get them through.
Yeah, if in doubt, stick another wicketkeeper in there.
That's it. That's what you got to do.
Right, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be covering a lot more IPL. And obviously, we'll be chatting about other cricket that's going on. But is there any other cricket while the IPL's gone? I don't know.
None that matters.
If you're not that keen on the IPL, we got a comment on our prediction post on YouTube that said, honestly, the IPL goes on too long. I just can't care about it. Use it as a research tool. Okay, that's how you scope out the next big talents in Indian and therefore world cricket. The people like Avesh Khan and who else? Shubman Gill,
Suryakumar
Yadav, Deepak Hooda. These are all people that we have been able to identify as future stars through watching the IPL. And
Mohammad Siraj even.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
there is definitely something to be excited about, and there's something for everybody. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow our social medias in the link tree down below. Don't forget to join our fantasy league if you haven't already. If you're outside of India, you need to get a VPN. That includes you, Benji, because I don't think you've joined yet either.
I need to join the fantasy league.
Yeah, it's all right. You're only 1 week out. So yeah, we'll see you later. Goodbye.